So in this video, I'll show you some of my strategies and kind of let you know what my game plan is going into this season. Towards the end of the video, I'll show you a topographical map and kind of break down what my plan is and how I plan to hunt these two bucks. So I've completely lost track of the two big deer that I was keeping an eye on this summer. I believe both these bucks will go Boone and Crockett, and it's my goal to stick an arrow in one of them this season. I really want to do it early in the season. I have a tag for Ohio and I want to get over there. I haven't scouted a lot over in Ohio, so I need to get boots on the ground and figure out where those deer are. I'd been watching these two bucks feeding a bean field, and once the beans turn brown, they're no longer palatable for the deer, and they moved on to other food sources. I'm not really sure where they've gone from here. I don't hunt this area a whole lot. I hunted it a few times in the past, but it's really not one of my main hunting spots. But I would like to kill one of these bucks, so I'm gonna really put my efforts the first part of the season into this area. So like I said, I have no idea where these bucks have gone. I don't have any trail cameras up out here, and I don't really think that trail cameras tell you everything you need to know anyways. So I've done some observation sits, keeping track of the deer. You got to remember, on public land, there's always going to be people out there. Doesn't matter how far you go, how remote you go, there will be people there at some point hunting, squirrel hunting, rabbit hunting, duck hunting. I approach this by kind of doing the same thing. You know, if I want to go do an observation sit, I won't get in my core hunting area, but I'll get on the outskirts and kind of stick to the main trails like I'm squirrel hunting, and climb a tree, observe the deer's movement, and try to tell where they're coming from and where they're going. They got all kinds of forbs still in there, the goldenrods, lamb's quarter, I think. But like I said, they were hammering the white oaks. They were definitely on the move from one area to the other. Unless they were under oak trees, they weren't sticking around very long. I think the white oaks are their preferred food. The tannin in it isn't as bitter as the red oaks. And you can just see walking out there, some trees had the husk or cup or whatever it is on the bottom of the acorn was all over the place. I jumped a deer off a big doe out from under a white oak tree on the way in. The parking area comes right there. We got a ridge running through. We got a pond, and it looks like we got a pretty good funnel coming through right here. There's a bunch of white oaks that are right up here on this ridge, and they seem to be hammering those pretty hard. Then we got a little white oak that comes down to a little pond right there. And here on the other side, if you look, we got some real good bedding, so you know the does will be bedded in there real well. The does will be bedded in there. The bucks will be cruising downwind trying to get a whiff of them as soon as they start chasing. So I think it's going to look pretty good in here. We got some more ridges up through there with white oaks. There's a lot of access coming through here, but you know, it is what it is. We're going to have to get in there and do the best we can do, and maybe use the access to our advantage. Try to set up upwind of some stands or something like that if we see it. And really my plan, I'm not expecting to get eyes on them before the season. So my plan is to just break it up in 10-acre sections and kind of hunt my way through it and get closer to its core bedding area. And if you think about it, a month from now, bucks are going to be chasing does all over the place. So we're not too far away from scrapes and rubs really getting torn up and trying to catch those bucks moving a little bit in daylight hours. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and stay safe out there, and I'll see you on the next one.